What is going on, everyone? Stevo Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And a quick video today that shouldn't take too long to get the point across. And I'm actually really excited to see if anyone who has an opposing thought to this, your comments below. So let's get into the discussion here. Mainly, I don't understand why, if someone is not enjoying a game, why they continue to push through to play it and see it to the end. It's something that it doesn't make sense to me because if I'm not having a good time with the game, I can easily drop it. Or I change my approach to the game and how I'm playing it. Now, what did this stem from, or why are we even talking about this? This mainly kind of comes from the new Doom that came out. One I was really looking forward to. No, this is not the newest one. This is Doom Eternal, but I'm playing Doom the Dark Ages on Game Pass right now. Now, when it first came out, first couple of chapters, I was having a good time with it, having that classic Doom remake feel to it, jumping around, just shooting things. And then around chapter 5 or so, which this game has like 22 chapters in it, I just found myself starting to get very bored with it. I was getting very repetitive, and I was like, man, like this just, what is wrong with me? The game isn't hooking me like the other ones were. And it just was so long. Like, this game is long for a first person shooter, which a lot of people were like, yes, that's great. We're getting our money's worth because there's this long drawn out single player campaign we can enjoy our time with. But once you hit a certain amount of hours, it's like, okay, I'm on chapter 5 or 6 hours in. Like, this is going to take forever. And I was talking to Alex Return to Mother Base about it on Discord. Like, man, I'm actually surprised I'm not having a good time with this thing. And he pretty much like said, just do what I'm doing. I'm only playing like a chapter a day. And that's kind of keeping it where it's not overstaying its welcome. And you're having a good time with it for that hour or so you're playing it that day. So I changed up my approach and I did kind of what Alex said. And I was like, you know what? That is kind of working better for me with the new Doom, doing like a chapter a day instead of just sitting there and hammer it out a couple chapters a day. And it is making me enjoy it more. But sometimes that's not the case with the game for me. There are some examples here of games that at first when I tried them, I just wasn't feeling them and couldn't get into them, and I had no problems dropping it. The biggest surprise, if anyone knows me, I'm a huge Souls fan, From Software fan, and when Sekiro came out, Shadows Die Twice, of course I was day one on it, and the combat was actually really good. I was kind of enjoying that, but it was just too hard for me. I remember it was like the giant ape fight or something. I forget the name of it. It was a fight that I got to, and I just could not beat it. I could not get through it, and it just crushed me. And I kept just spending hours of my time trying to get past that thing. And I'm like, why am I sitting here wasting my time with this? It would be nice to get good and push through it, but your time is too precious, guys. Time is something that we have a limited amount of on this planet. And, as you get older, I know when we're younger, it feels like things take forever and we got all the time in the world. But once you start hitting the age I'm at, it's like, man, you're on the downward slope and time seems to fly by faster and it is so much more precious. It's really something you do not want to waste. I don't want to waste it putting my time or my energy into something that isn't going to be like giving me happiness, like when I'm playing a game or making me happy or something I don't enjoy. It's always cool to still have that time to waste and relax and just veg out. But when it is that time for me to have my time to do something, I just don't want it to get wasted. So ultimately, I ended up putting down Sekiro. So I was like, man, I'll come back to it maybe later on down the road. And years later, I did. I came back to it and I beat it. So sometimes that's all it takes is you have to be in that right mood or mindset, and you can always revisit something if it's in your collection. Just because you drop it now doesn't mean you can't come back to it later on down the road. And which I'm glad I did, because it turned out to be an incredible game. It's just at that time when I first got it, just wasn't clicking for me. And it's the same with the rest of these I saw here. Chrono Trigger, another infamous one that people just, it's their favorite. They say it's the best JRPG of all time. Man, I just wasn't getting into it. I was originally playing it on the DS entry, and I didn't see what all the hype was about. It seemed very overrated at the time, but this is a game that I plan on coming back to hopefully this year and playing it on a Super Nintendo and see if maybe it's just the time I was in where I wasn't a huge JRPG guy. I was just getting back into them. Maybe now that I played a lot more of them, I'd have a better appreciation of this game. And I'm looking forward to trying it again because there's no rules that say you can't come back. And it's the same with these other ones. This is just a couple examples I grabbed. Sandland, again, I was day one on this one. The Akira Toriyama artwork and everything in it. I was super excited about it, but the gameplay was just kind of bland, and I wasn't getting into it. But who says I can't come to it later on down the road? It would be one I would like to finish, but I just wasn't having a good time with it. And then Grand Theft Auto 4. I have only beaten like Vice City and San Andreas. Those are the only Grand Theft Auto games I've ever beaten. And then when 4 came out, just like 5, there was so much hype around it. And I had gotten it, and I was immediately just like turned off with these floaty controls that were in it. I just could not get into the game. And that was, man, too long ago when I had first played this thing. But with all the hype of the new entry coming out with 6, I've yet to play 5. Something about 4, it's like, man, I kind of want to go back and revisit it now. So, again, it's okay to drop things that we're not enjoying, guys. Like I said, your time is precious. And there is no rule saying, guess what? I bought it. I can come back to it later on down the road. So the hard-earned money I spent on it, maybe I just don't see that fulfillment coming from that game just a little bit later on, years later even, in some cases, for some games. Or you just have to change up your approach to it, like Alex helped me with Doom the Dark Ages. So, I don't know. Something that should be common sense, but sometimes, like, you'll catch flack for that. Oh, you gave up on a game? How dare you? But sometimes you just do, man. Like I said, I got to push forward and move on. There's too many important things going on in my life with kids and everything. I got sporting events, band events, work. I mean, there's just so much going on that you ain't got time to waste on something you're not having a good time with. So that's why there's a YouTuber, FemTrooper, awesome YouTube channel. Been friends with her for a long time. Metaphor ReFantazio, the big JRPG last year that a bunch of people were enjoying. She was not afraid to admit, like while she was playing it, that, hey, this just isn't for me. And sometimes that's just the case. There can be games with so much praise, and sometimes it's just not for you. Or maybe it's just not the right time. Come back to it later, and then everything might click. So, what do you guys think on the topic? Let me know in the comments below. Am I an idiot and just like, no, you bought it, play it all the way through, and see it to the end? But I don't know. I'm an advocate on dropping it if you don't like it and move on to that game you might like. So let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.